Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome to Synth Stuff. Today I'm going to tell you about a problem that a lot of people are having with their MODX and their MODX Plus. I know all about it because I had the same problem with my MODX, and that's the MODX is going out of tune. Coming up next. So you would think MODX is a digital synthesizer. How does it go out of tune? And you'd be exactly right. Going out of tune is typically the realm of analog synthesizers that depend on analog electronics. They will normally have a knob on there that you can adjust the tuning to set it so that if the analog circuitry is aging or it's not the right temperature, or basically if your analog synthesizer is not in tune, you can bring it in tune by adjusting that tuning knob. Digital synthesizers, on the other hand, base everything on crystals that have a very precise frequency. They never go out of tune. Now, there are some synths like the Summit here that do have the ability to change the pitch so you can force it to go out of tune, but what you're actually doing when you twist that knob is telling the digital engine inside to adjust the frequency away from what it knows to be the correct frequency. Maybe you're playing with someone that has an organ or a violin or something that is out of tune and you need to tune your instrument to match theirs. That is why you have that ability on the digital synthesizer. That is not the problem we're having with the MODX. Now, I had this problem with my MODX where I noticed I was recording with it, and what I was recording was not quite in tune with what I recorded previously. As well, it was out of tune with some of the other synthesizers I was using. And I thought, that's strange. Is there a parameter or something in here that I set? Well, yes, you can go in and change the pitch in here for the exact same reason as I just stated, so that if you need to put it into a different, slightly off key, you can do so. But I checked and mine was set at 0, so it was exactly right in tune as it should be. So what was going on? This went on for a while and it would come and go. Sometimes it would be perfectly in tune, and then sometimes it would be out of tune, and then later on that session it would magically fix itself. I wanted to know what was going on. The clue came one day when I was working on a song and I saw the MIDI monitor in my DAW. In Cubase, when you have an instrument sending MIDI, it lights up on like a VU meter showing, hey, there's MIDI data coming in. Well, my MODX was sitting there idle doing nothing, and I noticed in my Cubase DAW that the MIDI meter was showing activity coming from the MODX. I thought, that's odd. What kind of data is coming from the MODX? So I opened a MIDI monitor on Cubase, it's built in, and what was coming across was pitch CCs. So it was changing the pitch as if somebody was moving the pitch wheel. Now I knew exactly what was going on. The problem is, it is analog. There are analog parts in the MODX, and the three analog parts that you can think about are the volume control, the pitch wheel, and the mod wheel. All three of those use analog potentiometers. So if you think about it, there's a potentiometer in here that is connected to this wheel, basically a volume control, that sends a voltage based on what position the wheel is in. That goes into an analog to digital converter inside the MODX, which interprets that, turns it into a digital value, and decides whether you're actually moving the pitch wheel or not. What happens is the potentiometers in the pitch and mod wheel in the MODX, they get dirty. And over time, they'll start sending just spurious little, kind of like static, even when you're not being touched. It's just enough static to cause the MODX to think you're moving the pitch wheel, and it goes out of tune. So how did I fix it? Well, I flipped over my MODX on a very soft surface. I used a bed, I put it on a bed so it was nice and soft. And if you look on the bottom of the MODX case, there's all kinds of screws around the outside, and there's arrows pointing to each screw. Each screw that has an arrow pointing to it is one you remove in order to split the case. So you remove all those screws around the outside of the MODX, flip it back up, then you can very carefully open the top of the case. Now you want to be very careful because it's not hinged. The Montage, which incidentally does not have this problem, I guess they use higher quality potentiometers in it. But the Montage, you unscrew it and it actually flips open and it's hinged so you can work on the inside. The MODX is different. It's a clamshell. You have to unscrew it and the top comes away, but the top is still connected to the bottom with very fragile ribbon cables. So you have to be very careful not to put any pressure on those. You could tear or rip them or pull them right out of a socket, and that could do serious damage. So if your MODX is under warranty, don't even think about this. If it's not, and you want to try this, make sure you are comfortable with working on the innards of something like this. If you have a look at the inside of the MODX on the top left side, you'll see where those potentiometers are, where the pitch and mod wheels are. These are the potentiometers right here. What you want to do is lubricate those with something like this Keg Deoxit Fader Plus. This is a special type of lubricating spray that is designed specifically for potentiometers and faders on mixers. It both cleans and lubricates the potentiometer and eliminates this problem. This is what it looks like. I'll put a link to it in the description below so you can click on it and buy some if you need. It's not cheap, but it works. So it comes with this straw, and you can adjust how strong the spray is. If you look, it says low, medium, high. I would put it on medium. You want to get this straw in the little hole. If you can see in the potentiometer, there's tiny little holes that are at part of the outer casing. You want to get the straw in there and give it a good spray. You don't want it like dripping out, but you want to get a fair bit in there just so it sprays and coats the whole inside of it. And then immediately afterwards, work both the pitch and mod wheels up and down. Get this lubricant spread all around in there. Next, all you have to do, put the case halves back together. Once again, be very careful with those ribbon cables. When I did this, I accidentally pulled one out, as you can see here, and I had to reseat it to make sure that everything worked properly. Once you've got that done, flip it over, reinsert all those screws that you took out to take it apart. Your synth should be good as new. When I had this problem, I thought it was a one-off, but then I started seeing more and more MODX owners reporting this exact problem where their MODX was out of tune. And some of them had figured out that if you flick the pitch wheel, it temporarily fixed it, but then it comes back again. I thought maybe when the MODX Plus came out that this problem would be behind us, but nope, I'm now seeing people with MODX Plus also reporting the same problem. So if you have a MODX or a MODX Plus and it seems like it's out of tune and you can fix it temporarily by messing around with a pitch wheel, then this is what your problem is. This is how to fix it. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And if you did find this video useful, please click like and hey, subscribe to my channel. I'm almost at 20,000 subscribers. Just push me over. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.